Have you ever stood up from your favorite chair and felt a moment of genuine uncertainty? Your mind knows it's time to stand, but your legs feel like they haven't quite received the message. There's a hesitation, a subtle tremor, a feeling of weakness in your thighs that makes the simple act of rising feel like a monumental effort. Or perhaps you know the feeling in the middle of the night, a violent, seizing cramp in your calf that rips you from sleep, leaving you with a sore, tender muscle and a profound sense of physical vulnerability. Maybe it's the dull, heavy ache in your legs after a short walk, a feeling of fatigue that seems far out of proportion to the activity you've just done. This gradual, creeping erosion of strength and stability in our legs is a problem that millions of people over the age of 60 quietly, and often fearfully, accept as an irreversible fact of life. We are told it is sarcopenia, the natural age-related loss of muscle mass. We are told it's just what happens. We begin to walk a little more carefully, we avoid stairs, we turn down invitations for activities we once loved, and we start to see the world from the perspective of a comfortable chair. Our world begins to shrink, not because of a lack of desire, but because of a lack of confidence in the very foundations that are meant to carry us through it. But what if this narrative of inevitable decline is fundamentally flawed? What if the weakness, the cramping, and the fatigue are not just a matter of aging, but a profound and correctable problem of nighttime starvation? We have been taught to think of muscle strength as something that is built in the daylight hours, through exercise and activity. And while that is critically important, we have almost completely ignored the most vital and active period for muscle repair, regeneration, and growth: the 8 hours you spend in bed every night. The problem, for so many of us, is that we are sending our muscles into this crucial, all-night repair shift without the essential tools they need to do the job. We are asking them to rebuild a house without bricks, without mortar, and without a proper electrical system. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on the secret, nocturnal life of your muscles. We are going to explore the profound and often overlooked science of what happens in your legs while you sleep. We will reveal how the right combination of specific nutrients, taken in the crucial window before bed, can transform your sleep from a passive, dormant state into an active, anabolic period of powerful muscle restoration. We will introduce you to 3 specific, critical bedtime vitamins and minerals that act as the master keys to unlocking this nightly regenerative process. This is not about a miracle cure or a magic pill. This is about understanding the deep, biological rhythm of your body and learning to provide it with the precise, foundational nutrients it is crying out for, at the exact time it needs them most. This is your guide to turning your hours of sleep into hours of strength building, allowing you to wake up, day after day, with legs that feel stronger, more stable, and more ready to carry you into the full, active life you deserve to live. To truly grasp the power of this bedtime strategy, we must first become architects of the human muscle and understand how it changes after the age of 60. Your muscles are magnificent, dynamic tissues. They are made up of millions of tiny protein fibers, primarily actin and myosin, that slide past each other to create a contraction. Throughout your life, your muscles are in a constant state of flux, a process called protein turnover. Old, damaged muscle protein fibers are constantly being broken down and cleared away, a process called catabolism. At the same time, new, strong muscle protein fibers are being built to replace them, a process called anabolism. In our youth and middle age, the balance between this breakdown and buildup is generally even, or tipped in favor of building, especially if we are active. This is how we maintain or increase our muscle mass and strength. However, as we cross the threshold of 60, a few critical shifts occur. First, our bodies can become less efficient at this anabolic, or building process. A phenomenon known as anabolic resistance can set in. This means that our muscles become less sensitive to the signals that tell them to grow and repair, such as exercise and protein intake. We now need a stronger signal and more raw materials to achieve the same muscle-building effect we had when we were younger. Second, our hormone levels change. Hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, which are powerful drivers of muscle growth in both men and women, naturally decline. This further tilts the balance away from building and towards breaking down. Third, our levels of chronic, low-grade inflammation can increase. This systemic inflammation, often driven by diet and lifestyle factors, is highly catabolic. It is like a constant, simmering fire in the body that actively breaks down muscle tissue for fuel. Finally, our lifestyles often become more sedentary, and our nutritional intake may decline. We simply aren't giving our muscles the two fundamental things they need to survive: the stimulus of regular use and the building blocks from our food. When you combine these factors, anabolic resistance, hormonal changes, increased inflammation, and decreased stimulus, the balance tips decisively in favor of catabolism. We start breaking down more muscle than we build. The result is sarcopenia. It's not just about having smaller muscles, it's about a change in the quality of the muscle itself. The muscle fibers shrink, and they can become infiltrated with fat and fibrous tissue, making them less powerful and less efficient. This is why your legs can feel weak even if they don't look dramatically smaller. The engine has lost its horsepower. Now, where does sleep fit into this picture? For a long time, we thought of sleep as a passive state for the body. We now know that this is completely wrong. The nighttime, specifically the deep stages of non-REM sleep, is when your body's primary repair and regeneration crew goes to work. During this time, your brain and body are not dormant. They are furiously active. Your pituitary gland releases its largest pulse of human growth hormone of the entire 24-hour cycle. This is the master hormone of repair. It travels through your bloodstream to your muscles and gives the command: begin rebuilding. Your body also ramps up the process of muscle protein synthesis, the actual physical act of taking amino acids from your bloodstream and weaving them into new, strong muscle fibers. The night is, therefore, the most anabolic, or muscle-building, period of your entire day. It is your body's natural, God-given window for reversing the catabolic damage of the day and tipping the scales back in favor of strength. But here is the critical, and often tragic, disconnect. This entire, magnificent, all-night construction project is completely dependent on having the right raw materials and the right cellular environment. If the necessary vitamins and minerals are not present in your bloodstream during these crucial hours, the process will sputter, stall, and ultimately fail. The growth hormone will be released, but there will be no bricks to build the wall. The signal to build will be sent, but the workers won't have the tools to do the job. You will have wasted your most precious, natural opportunity for muscle regeneration. The weakness and cramping you feel are the direct, physical result of this failed nightly repair. Our mission, therefore, is to consciously and strategically load our system with the three most critical nutrients just before bed, ensuring that our overnight repair crew is fully supplied, fully equipped, and ready to work. Let's introduce the first and arguably the most important member of our bedtime trio. It is not technically a vitamin, but a mineral, and it is the undisputed king of muscle relaxation, repair, and nighttime calm. We are talking about magnesium. As we have discussed in other contexts, magnesium is a cofactor in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body. It is a true master mineral, but its role in muscle health, especially for those over 60, cannot be overstated. First, let's talk about energy. Every single action your body takes, from the beating of your heart to the blinking of your eye, requires energy in the form of a molecule called adenosine triphosphate, or ADP. The process of muscle protein synthesis, the building of new muscle tissue, is an incredibly energy-intensive process. It requires vast amounts of ADP. And here is the crucial link. Magnesium is absolutely essential for the creation and stabilization of ADP. ADP cannot exist or function in the body without magnesium bound to it. So if you are deficient in magnesium, you have an energy crisis at the most fundamental, cellular level. Your body simply does not have the power to effectively build new muscle tissue, no matter how much protein you eat or how much growth hormone is circulating. A lack of magnesium is like trying to run your construction site with a weak, sputtering generator. Second, magnesium is the master mineral of relaxation. We've previously discussed how calcium is the signal for a muscle to contract, and magnesium is the signal for it to relax. It acts as a natural calcium blocker, ushering calcium out of the muscle cell to allow it to release. When you are low in magnesium, your muscles can exist in a state of constant, low-grade tension. They are never fully able to let go. This state of chronic tension not only contributes to feelings of stiffness and soreness, but also impedes blood flow, preventing the efficient delivery of nutrients and the removal of waste. And as we know, this is a primary driver of those violent, nighttime muscle cramps. By ensuring you have adequate magnesium levels before bed, you are providing your muscles with the direct, chemical signal to release, to relax, and to become receptive to the repair process. Third, magnesium is critical for a deep and restorative sleep. It helps to calm the nervous system by stimulating GABA receptors in the brain, which helps to quiet the mental chatter that can keep you awake. It also plays a role in regulating the sleep hormone melatonin. As we know, the most intense period of muscle repair and growth hormone release occurs during the deepest stages of sleep. If your sleep is shallow, fragmented, and constantly interrupted, you are robbing yourself of this prime muscle-building window. Magnesium helps you to get into and stay in those deep, restorative sleep stages, thus maximizing the release of growth hormone and giving your body the uninterrupted time it needs to conduct its repairs. So, why are so many of us deficient in this miracle mineral? Our soils have become depleted of magnesium, meaning our food contains less than it used to. Our diets are often high in processed foods, which are stripped of their natural magnesium content. And chronic stress, a hallmark of modern life, causes our bodies to burn through and excrete magnesium at an accelerated rate. For a senior, taking a dedicated magnesium supplement in the evening can be a truly transformative intervention. The key is to choose the right form. Not all magnesium is created equal. The cheap, common form found in many supplements is magnesium oxide, which is very poorly absorbed by the body and can often cause digestive upset. A far superior form for muscle health and relaxation is magnesium glycinate or magnesium bisglycinate. In this form, the magnesium is chelated, or bonded, to the amino acid glycine. This makes it incredibly easy for your body to absorb. Glycine itself is also a calming neurotransmitter, so it provides a synergistic, double whammy of relaxation for both your muscles and your brain. A typical therapeutic dose is between 200 and 400 milligrams, taken about an hour before bed. Starting with a lower dose and gradually increasing it is always a wise approach. This single nutrient sets the stage. It provides the energy, the relaxation, and the deep sleep necessary for the magic of nighttime repair to begin. Now that we have relaxed the muscles and prepared the body for deep sleep, it's time to introduce the second member of our trio. This is the vitamin that acts as the master switch for muscle strength and function, a nutrient so powerful that its deficiency is directly linked to muscle weakness, falls, and yes, those agonizing night cramps. We are talking about the sunshine vitamin, vitamin D. For a long time, we thought of vitamin D solely in the context of bone health. We knew it was essential for absorbing calcium and building a strong skeleton. But over the past few decades, a revolution in our understanding has occurred. Scientists have discovered that there are vitamin D receptors, or VDRs, on almost every cell in the body, including, most importantly for our discussion, our muscle cells. A receptor is like a lock on the outside of a cell. When vitamin D, which acts more like a hormone than a vitamin, comes along and binds to this receptor, it's like a key turning in the lock. This action unlocks a whole cascade of genetic events inside the muscle cell. One of the most important things vitamin D does when it binds to these receptors is to directly stimulate the process of muscle protein synthesis. It is a powerful anabolic signal. It works in synergy with growth hormone and other factors to tell the muscle cell, at a genetic level, it is time to build. Studies have shown that in older adults with low vitamin D levels, supplementing with vitamin D can lead to a significant increase in muscle protein synthesis, resulting in measurable gains in both muscle size and strength, particularly in the large, fast-twitch muscle fibers of the legs. These are the fibers that are most responsible for power, for getting you out of a chair quickly, and for catching your balance to prevent a fall. These are also the fibers that are most susceptible to age-related decline. Vitamin D also plays a critical role in the muscle's use of calcium. While magnesium is needed to get calcium out of the muscle cell to cause relaxation, a certain amount of calcium is needed inside the cell for a proper, strong contraction. Vitamin D helps to regulate this intricate calcium transport system within the muscle cell, ensuring that the muscle has what it needs to contract powerfully and efficiently when called upon. A deficiency in vitamin D can disrupt this process, leading to a condition known as myopathy, which is characterized by muscle weakness, aching, and an increased susceptibility to cramping. So why is deficiency so rampant, especially in older adults? Our primary source of vitamin D is not food, but synthesis in our skin upon exposure to sunlight. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D. We also tend to spend more time indoors. And for those living in northern latitudes, there simply isn't enough strong sunlight for a significant portion of the year to produce adequate amounts. This is why supplementation is not just a good idea. For most seniors, it is an absolute necessity for maintaining muscle strength. When should you take it? This is where our bedtime protocol comes in. While you can take vitamin D at any time of day, taking it in the evening can be particularly beneficial. Vitamin D levels appear to influence the quality of our sleep, and some research suggests that having adequate levels can promote deeper, more restorative sleep cycles. As we know, this deep sleep is when the peak of muscle repair occurs. By ensuring your vitamin D levels are optimized during this nighttime window, you are ensuring that your muscles have this critical growth switch turned on at the exact moment when the repair crew is most active. The typical recommended dose for seniors is between 1,000 and 2,000 international units, IU per day, but it is always best to get your levels tested by a doctor to determine your personal, optimal dose. The form to look for is vitamin D3, or cholecalciferol, which is the same form your body produces from sunlight, and is more effective than the D2 form. We now have our relaxation mineral, magnesium, and our strength-building hormone, vitamin D. We have set the stage for deep sleep and turned on the genetic switch for muscle growth. Now we need to bring in the third and final member of our trio. This is not a single vitamin, but a family of vitamins that acts as the physical construction crew itself. They are the ones who take the raw materials, the amino acids from your food, and actually perform the labor of weaving them into new, strong muscle tissue. We are talking about the B vitamins. The B vitamins are a group of 8 water-soluble vitamins that play a vast and interconnected role in cellular metabolism. Think of them as the skilled tradesmen on our nighttime construction site. For our purposes of leg strength, we will focus on 3 of the most crucial members of this family: vitamin B6, vitamin B9 folate, and vitamin B12. Let's start with vitamin B12. This vitamin is absolutely essential for the health of your entire nervous system. It is responsible for maintaining the myelin sheath, which is the protective, insulating coating that surrounds your nerve fibers. You can think of it as the plastic insulation around an electrical wire. A healthy myelin sheath allows nerve signals to travel quickly and efficiently. When you are deficient in B12, this sheath can begin to break down. The nerve signals from your brain to your leg muscles can become weak, slow, and distorted. This can manifest as a feeling of weakness, numbness, or tingling in the legs and feet. It can also lead to balance problems, as the feedback from your feet to your brain is also impaired. B12 deficiency is alarmingly common in older adults, partly because our ability to absorb it from food decreases with age. Ensuring you have adequate B12 is like ensuring the electrical wiring to your construction site is in perfect working order. Next, we have vitamin B6 and folate B9. These 2 vitamins work together as a team in a critical process called methylation. This process is involved in everything from DNA repair to regulating inflammation. But for our muscles, their most important role is in protein metabolism. They are the skilled laborers who are directly involved in the process of taking individual amino acids and linking them together to create new protein chains. If you are deficient in B6 and folate, it's like having a pile of high-quality bricks, the amino acids from your food, and a perfect architectural plan, the signal from growth hormone and vitamin D, but your bricklayers have gone on strike. The raw materials are there, but the actual construction cannot happen. These vitamins are essential for translating the plan for muscle repair into a physical reality. Furthermore, these 2 vitamins, along with B12, are crucial for keeping a dangerous inflammatory compound in your blood called homocysteine in check. High levels of homocysteine are a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke, as it damages the lining of your blood vessels. By keeping homocysteine low, the B vitamins help to ensure healthy, robust blood flow to your leg muscles, which is essential for delivering all the other nutrients we've talked about. Why take the B vitamins at night? While they are involved in energy metabolism, taking a balanced B-complex supplement in the evening, particularly one that is not excessively high in B6, is generally not stimulating for most people. The key is that by taking them before bed, you are ensuring that these critical tradesmen are present and available in your bloodstream throughout the night, ready to go to work the moment the growth hormone signal arrives. They are on-site and ready for the all-night shift of muscle protein synthesis. So the complete protocol looks like this. About 1 hour before your intended bedtime, you take your carefully chosen trio of nutrients. You take your highly absorbable magnesium glycinate to relax your muscles and prepare for deep sleep. You take your vitamin D3 to prime the genetic switches for muscle growth. And you take a high-quality B-complex vitamin, providing the essential B6, folate, and B12 that will serve as the construction crew for the night's repair work. This simple, three-pronged nutritional strategy transforms your sleep from a passive state into a powerful, active, and targeted period of muscle regeneration. But this strategy does not exist in a vacuum. It is the powerful amplifier of a healthy lifestyle. To get the absolute most out of this bedtime protocol, it must be paired with two other critical components: adequate protein intake during the day and a regular muscle-stimulating activity. Let's talk about protein. The amino acids from the protein you eat are the literal building blocks, the bricks for your muscles. You can have the best construction crew in the world, but if there is no delivery of bricks to the site, nothing can be built. As we age, our protein needs actually increase due to that anabolic resistance we discussed. Many older adults are simply not eating enough protein to even maintain their current muscle mass, let alone build more. It's crucial to aim for a source of high-quality protein with each meal. This could be lean chicken or fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, lentils, or a high-quality protein powder. Spreading your protein intake throughout the day is more effective than having one huge protein-heavy meal. This ensures a steady supply of amino acids in your bloodstream, ready for the B vitamins to put to work during the night. And of course, we must give our muscles a reason to grow. Muscles are incredibly efficient tissues. If you don't use them, your body sees them as an expensive, energy-consuming luxury, and will allow them to atrophy. The most powerful signal you can send to your leg muscles that they are needed is through resistance exercise. This doesn't mean you have to become a bodybuilder. It means you need to challenge your muscles in a way that tells them they need to be stronger. Simple bodyweight exercises, performed 2 to 3 times a week, can be incredibly effective. Things like chair squats, where you practice standing up and sitting down from a chair in a slow, controlled manner, are a fantastic way to strengthen your thighs and glutes. Standing calf raises, where you hold onto a counter for support and rise up onto your toes, directly strengthen the calf muscles that are so prone to cramping. The key is progressive overload, which simply means that over time, you try to make the exercises a little bit more challenging, perhaps by doing 1 or 2 more repetitions, or by holding the position for a second longer. This stimulus, this demand for strength, is the request. The protein you eat is the raw material. And our bedtime vitamin trio is the catalyst that makes the nighttime repair and growth process happen with maximum efficiency. Let's put this all together into a holistic, stronger legs overnight lifestyle. Your day begins with a protein-rich breakfast, perhaps scrambled eggs or a Greek yogurt with berries. On your designated exercise days, you perform your 15-minute routine of simple, bodyweight leg strengthening exercises. Throughout the day, you stay hydrated and focus on a whole foods diet, rich in anti-inflammatory fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats, ensuring you have a good source of protein with your lunch and dinner. Then, as evening approaches, your wind-down ritual begins. About an hour before bed, you take your 3 key nutrients: your magnesium glycinate, your vitamin D3, and your B-complex vitamin. You might enjoy this with a calming, caffeine-free herbal tea. You then perform a few minutes of gentle calf stretches to release any accumulated tension from the day. You get into bed, your body calmed by the magnesium, your muscles primed for growth by the vitamin D, and your bloodstream fully stocked with the B vitamin construction crew and the amino acid building blocks from your daily meals. You are not just going to sleep. You are initiating a powerful, targeted, all-night session of muscle regeneration. This is a profound shift in perspective. It is the recognition that the weakness in your legs is not your destiny. It is a nutritional and lifestyle challenge that you have the power to overcome. It is about understanding that your body has an incredible, innate capacity to heal and to rebuild, if only you give it the tools it needs, at the time it needs them most. This is not about a quick fix. It is about a consistent, nightly investment in your own strength, your own stability, and your own independence. With every passing week of this new ritual, you will begin to notice the changes. The night cramps will become less frequent, and then disappear altogether. Standing up from a chair will feel less like a chore, and more like an effortless, automatic movement. You will feel a new sense of power and confidence in your legs as you walk. You will be building night by night a stronger foundation that will allow you to stand tall, to move freely, and to live your life, not from a chair, but on your own two strong, capable, and revitalized feet.